If you're watching this on YouTube and you have a question, comment, suggestion, or maybe you just want to find out more information about the product, you can find the link below. Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds with 3GameMan.com and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the FSP Aurum S Gold 600 watt power supply. It comes in this great looking box that is very informative, a picture of the product on the front, plus some features, and there's more features and specifications at the back. Note that the box itself is plastic wrapped, so let me remove that and let's see what's inside. Now there's this top part, which kind of slides off like so, and then it flips up, packaged very well, styrofoam here at the top, a detailed user's manual. Note the quality styrofoam that's around the power supply, Velcro strap around the leads. Included as well is a power cord, more Velcro tie downs, a case badge, and 4 thumb screws. Oh, and they have a piece of plastic here protecting their logo. Let me remove that. The Aurum S line of power supplies range in wattages from 400 all the way up to 700, and they are 80 Plus Gold certified. Now, their main focus with these power supplies really is to enthusiasts, people who want an amazing looking power supply, but one that also offers quality power. I'll be reviewing the 600 watt model today. Now, how is this wattage determined? Well, to understand this, you need to know what rails are. And rails are basically well-regulated transformers which convert domestic current into the voltages that your computer system can use, and there are essentially 2 different rails, the 3.3/5 volt rail and the 12 volt rail. Now in this particular case, the approximate maximum peak output of the 3.3/5 volt rail is 130 watts, and the 12 volt is 552 watts, which is essentially how the wattage of this power supply is determined. And the 3.3/5 volt rail is responsible for the motherboard, memory, PCI cards, and so on, while the 12 volt rail is responsible for the hard drives, optical drives, fans, CPU, video cards, etc. It's also important to know the peak amps on each rail. Well, the plus 3.3 volt and the plus 5 volt rails are 24 amps each, and this power supply comes with a single plus 12 volt rail, and that is 46 amps. Now, when you're looking for a power supply, there are a number of things you should be looking for. First and foremost is the wattage. You need to determine how much wattage you are going to require by the amount of hardware that you will be installing. Now, generally speaking, a medium to high-end gaming rig would require a 500 to 700 watt power supply. For a hardcore system, select a power supply that's around 800 watts. If, however, you are building an extreme gaming rig with top-of-the-line multiple video card setup with lots of other hardware, select a power supply that's 1000 watts or greater. Second, it should be at or above 80% efficiency, and that's not a problem for this power supply. Its efficiency is between 85 to 91%, and that's between 10 to 100% loading. Note that at 50% load, it's above 90% efficient. Third, it should meet the latest ATX and other current standards, environmental directives, over voltage, under voltage, and other protections. This power supply meets all current standards. Fourth, I'd recommend choosing a power supply that has APFC. APFC, or active power factor correction, assists the power supply in being more efficient and therefore stable under load. Now, APFC basically reduces total harmonics, it corrects input voltage, and it allows for full input voltage range. And thankfully, this power supply has APFC. There are 3 main certifications: 80 Plus, NVIDIA SLI, and AMD Crossfire. Now, many of today's high-end power supplies meet one or more of these certifications. This power supply is AMD Crossfire certified and meets the 80 Plus Gold certification. Sixth, look for a power supply that uses Japanese capacitors, because this ensures a more reliable product than a power supply with low-grade capacitors. Finally, get a power supply that has enough leads for your setup. Also consider a power supply that has a modular design, because it reduces the cable mess inside of the case. Also, it's super important to get a power supply with an excellent warranty, because if something goes wrong, you want them to replace it pretty much immediately, and this power supply comes with a 5-year warranty. Now, it comes with a rough paint finish, and the housing is steel. They include a quiet 120mm fan, and there's lots of ventilation holes. I mean, you've got the ones here at the back. Note the power switch as well as the power cord connection. You've got more ventilation here at the top on both sides, as well as here. Now this power supply isn't modular, but all the leads are sleeved and they've done a fantastic job on that. Oh, and have a look where the leads exit the power supply. They have this piece of plastic around the metal so the leads don't chafe. Personally, I prefer a power supply with a modular design. First, it looks really, really amazing. Second, you only need to use the leads required for your particular setup. And third, it increases airflow inside of the case. Now, there's a reason why a lot of companies don't go with modular power supplies, and really the main one is cost. They can keep the cost down and still keep the quality of power up. Oh, and I should mention their own MIA IC, which is their multi-intelligent ability chipset, which basically gives the power supply the ultimate performance and protection to your computer system. And what it gives you is constant hold-up control. It performs continuous adjustments according to the output load in order to achieve the best possible efficiency, as well as PFC double circuited over voltage protection, or OVP, ensures maximum protection to the capacitors, as well as zero circuit switch on the PFC ensures minimum energy wasted on switching, low EMI, and low ripple noise that contributes to higher efficiency. Finally, have a listen to the 120 millimeter fan. As I mentioned before, the Aurum S line of power supplies range from 400 all the way up to 700 watts. So it should give you enough of a choice to be able to build a really good computer system, whether you're gaming or not. Now this is a gold certified power supply, and so are all of the others in the range. And this means really, really good efficiency. And the 120 millimeter fan is quiet, plus there's lots of ventilation, much more than other power supplies because they have ventilation here on the sides, at the top, as well as on the other side. I think the overall appearance of this power supply is super cool. So if you're building a computer system with a window, you look inside, yep, this is going to look very, very sweet. Now, the only real negative to this power supply is it isn't modular. And to be honest, for some people, that's not an issue, especially if you're really good at routing those cables and tucking them away so it doesn't look bad, and as well, it can increase airflow inside of the case. Overall, this is a kick-ass product. Until next time, take care. How do you think this product stacks up? To vote, head on over to 3dgameman.com, and while you're there, check out the pricing.